I like to start to discuss the whole thing about the charge thing. I'm here at some kind of amphitheater, so I will sit here for a moment. Or I dropped something. I will sit here for a moment and try to explain. I showed you a picture of a toilet, a toilet picture, and because it has to, I wanted to start with that, and it has got to do with a man and female. True. And you say, well, what has got charge to do with man and female stuff? Well, I'll explain it to you. One moment. I will sit over there. I'll sit somewhere here. It doesn't matter where. Man and female, and then the nature of charge. There's another model, man, female, and love letter model. I like to something like that. The thing is, if you have a neutral particle, and you separate it into a positive and a negative charge, then just as in a family, in a man and woman family, in a relationship, then you create a lack of something. You create in the man starts missing his woman, his wife, and the wife starts missing her man. And in the old days, men and women, especially in the old days, when there was no internet, they wrote letters to each other. And these letters can never compensate for the person itself, but at least there is a correspondence, there is a contact between the man and the woman. Well, in the same way, if you separate a positive and a negative charge from a neutral particle, then they want to, you create a lack in the positive particle, in the positive charge, but also a lack in the negative charge. And that lack can be partially, not entirely, be filled with sending across and back again particles, just like man and female. A man and his wife are sending letters, love letters to each other. So the communicating particles are love letter particles, so to say. This is a more romantic version of the flow model, but I liked it nonetheless. That's why I started with a toilet, the toilet picture, where a toilet is pointed at. There's a toilet somewhere around here, but I thought it was a nice picture to start with. And it is similar, like man and woman are separated from each other and from a longer distance. So what they start to do is to send emails, or today they send emails, but in the early days they send letters. They write a letter, blah, 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 I love you, this, and everything's good, and I'm fine, and blah, 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 blah. And they send a letter, and the woman receives the letter and writes the letter back. So, and these are the particles, the love letter particles, love letter particle from the man to the woman, and a love letter particle from the woman to the man, that you can regard as the communicating particles between a positive and a negative charge. This is another type of model that I like to picture. The main thing is that the man is lacking his woman; he is missing her. But also, for the same token, the woman is missing her man, and so that gap is filled, not in person, because a love letter can never replace the person itself, like a positive charge can never replace, never be replaced with the emitted particles, but at least it's something. And in this picture, that's why the positive and negative charges attract. Because if they are back together again, then it's complete. So apparently, by separating positive and negative charge, they create a lack of something else is also created. Just as if you separate man and woman from each other, then some feeling is that you're missing something. So which is normal, which is normal. A lack is created by saying goodbye, and you miss each other as man and woman, and so also the positive and negative charge are missing each other, and that's why they emit particles around in space in the hope that the opposite charge is catching them up, and that drives them to each other, that attracts them, because they suck in the particles that are emitted, and in doing so they create a local vacuum, and so the particle can get closer, and it starts to get being sucked in. This is another more romantic, of course, model of how positive and negative charges attract each other. But if I send letters as a man to another man, that repels. Hey, what's this? It's not meant for me, you know. So it repels. A man cannot receive the love letters of another man, and in a normal situation, of course, and another woman cannot accept the love letters of another woman under normal circumstances. So they repel. It repels, and this is a more romantic picture of the positive and negative charge model. Okay, this is what I want to share with you. Hope you understand what I mean, and thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.